thing about it to me is like, why did they have her phone?
Oh, because that's some real G shit. That's some real G shit. Your friend's taking her phone so she can't call nobody. Because okay. See, we got to break this down on a G level. On a street level, the way your parents gave you game or should have gave you game. So for everybody who doesn't have game and doesn't understand how to handle things in that situation and doesn't understand friend code, guess
Like
what?
you?
No, I totally understand friend code. That's why anytime you've been around me in situations, nothing's ever happened to you. Because I was there. Don't make me bring up scenarios, Pete. I can text you the scenarios that I'm exactly thinking of in my head, and you'll start laughing on the phone. But anyway, when you with your friends and some shit goes down and you don't want to record it, yeah, you got to take the other side's phone. That's what you're supposed to do. You hold your mans down. You hold your people down. Especially
but the whole
let me get
thing
no,
was
let me
that
finish.
the whole thing was her phone was in their room.
Yeah, and that's what we're gonna get to next.
That's,
She was in the lobby on the first floor talking shit to him. These are some of the reports. Some of the main reports, people on his side who they magically haven't interviewed anybody in his camp, but
no, they have.
But you haven't seen them on the news.
There's video of it.
Is it being pushed on ESPN and all these other news cycles? I have yet to see it, and I've looked for everything. I don't see it being presented to me.
I think
they
that's
keep
also
showing the
Kareem's
clip of him
fault.
No,
that's also Kareem's fault.
But it happened 8 months ago,
Lisa
bro.
Salters interview.
Oh yeah, he rushed.
He didn't bring that up. He dug everything, and I think that's why it's not bringing up is because none of it really makes sense.
He lost in the court of public opinion the moment that they saw that he pushed a white girl in Vegas, drunk as hell.
Even besides all that,
and how he was acting on that video, it makes you look bad.
Where they lost credibility was when the friends were trying to make it sound like the girl really just followed them. Nah.
But we don't know because allegedly, I guess one of the girls came with one of his friends. But I guess once they found out she was underage, he kicked her out the room, which is what you're supposed to do. I have no problem with that.
Well,
now,
yeah, that's one side of it. The other side of it was that he was trying to splash and she wasn't with it.
Okay, can we be honest?
Then they kicked her out.
Can we be honest? If you're not trying to smash, and you just here kicking it with me, and we not friends, and I don't know you, and you're not trying to smash,
oh yeah, 100,
why you need to be in my fucking
sure.
space, in my room in Vegas that you aren't paying for? Get the fuck out. Excuse my language.
Why not just say that instead of just being like,
bro,
I never met this girl and she followed me.
Hey man, it's a form of protecting yourself. But his girlfriend was there, so you never know what they might be swingers. You never know what they're into. I'm not into their personal life like that because obviously I think his girl's still with him. So, and I think he has a kid or something.
And even besides all that,
there's a lot of layers here.
Kareem Hunt.
We got to talk about groupie culture in a minute.
Is even besides all that, this is his third incident this year.
Didn't he get caught?
He got caught into a fight in June with George Atkinson III. They were out somewhere, I think, in Ohio.
Notre Dame,
and they got someone did something to George Atkinson. He got a fight, and Kareem jumped in. A bunch of people jumped in. It was a big brawl. Again, no charges were pressed. Count that.
Joey Porter sucker punched Levi Jones in Vegas. Remember?
And then I guess Kareem Hunt socked somebody else in January.
People should stop trying Kareem Hunt.
Well, I think Kareem Hunt also probably needs some anger management. So.
Oh no, he needs some intelligence management because you need to stop being in situations where you have to fucking swing on people. How about that?
Exactly.
Bro,
you need to just start paying people to swing for you.
I'm saying, I know girls who beat up girls and like it. That's who I'm calling if I got a situation with a chick and she's in my face. I'm going to just hurt your feelings and say your father never loved you. He can call
my girl. My girl is with the shit.
Fam, why you putting your girl out there like that? Now somebody in South Bay going to try to have her catch a body. What's wrong with you? You keep that
trying to get her in the UFC.
Okay, I respect that then. All right, cool. At least get her on the C-Sun boxing team, right? Like, yo, she got hands. But nah, man, it's a couple of different areas of this, and yeah, like you said, he's had these multiple instances. But I don't count the one with George Atkinson because NBA players, NFL players, athletes catch fades all the time. Yeah, newsflash, everybody. Wait for it. Athletes catch the fade behind the scenes all the time. It's been going on forever. Remember when Richard Sherman and Michael Crabtree had their thing they had a little, one-on-one, they got in each other's faces at a charity event? Like I said, Joey Porter, former Steelers linebacker, sucker punched and beat up, allegedly, Levi Jones, apparently, in Vegas the week after a game. The week after they played each other. Or it might have been the week they played each other.
No, but this is different because
No. That was way worse, bro. They had video of them two stomping each other out.
These two dudes stomped out some regular guy and beat him to like a pulp.
They were fighting it. Oh, wait. So they were beating up a guy together, or they were fighting each other?
They were beating up a guy together. George Atkinson started the fight, and then Kareem Hunt and a bunch of other people came in and finished it.
Hey, dog, teamwork makes the dream work. If I see you fighting somebody, guess what? I'm in the fight too. Again,
yeah, but you don't need to be kicking people when they're already asleep.
I mean, so it was on some Suge Knight, Tupac shit in Vegas?
Yeah, pretty much, exactly.
Okay, but even then, we can't talk about something that happened in the streets and we weren't there. That's just a rule. I'm talking about what's being documented and what was allegedly brought forth with this chick.
Well, that's what Hunt is up against.
He's up against.
That's why he got released. That's why he's going to face 6 games, at least, if not more.
Yeah, he kind of really fucked things up for himself.
And I mean, even Michael Vick, former Chiefs coaching intern, Andy Reid's one of Andy Reid's other reclamation projects, extended a hand to Kareem Hunt and just basically said, I'm here to help. I'm willing to help him. I don't condone what he did, but he just needs some help. He needs to get some better people around him, get some guidance, and, still young enough to turn his life around.
True. I would also say that you should just know who you need to have around you. And that's why you don't have strangers around you. Because in this case, if this chick didn't pay for the room and she's yelling outside the room for 26 minutes, the N-word, like, bro, somebody should have vetted that before they invited her. Like, that didn't just pop up because she got drunk. Or they wouldn't let her out the room.
And supposedly Kareem Hunt tried to call security to have her escorted out before he even went out there.
Yeah, when do white girls actually get escorted out by security ever? Tell me when that's happened.
No, it happens.
Oh, it happens like if it's a big enough thing and they have to eventually get people out. But like I've never just seen one random drunk white girl get walked out by security. I've never seen one. I've seen a group. I've never seen one. I've never seen any one drunk girl. I've never seen any one drunk girl, period, just get carried out by security.
I think the other thing to remember is that Kareem Hunt was, a 3rd-round pick?
Yeah.
4th-round pick?
He definitely not ever getting a payday.
So he was playing on, 500,000, 700,000? So, I mean, yeah, that's a lot of money to the average person, but that's not a lot to the NFL player.
For a guy who was leading the league in rushing and about to probably go over 1,000 yards in his second year.
So his production and his image is bigger than what his paycheck is. So we just have to kind of keep that in mind. Like, he's not at the scale where he can have a ton of goons around him.
But I think he definitely should have his loyal group of friends around him. And they did try to protect him.
And he might not even be that recognizable to, the average person. Especially, after one season.
Who doesn't follow football, doesn't live in Kansas City, didn't watch him play at Toledo, a bunch of other stuff.
Exactly.
But in this situation, I think, okay, everyone can agree that you shouldn't hit women. But I'm bringing up the premise that, why do women feel it's always okay to jump in a dude's face? Just that. Don't use your privilege as a woman. No, you can still get punched in the face. It happens. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not condoning violence. But last time I checked, if you are born on this earth and you're a human being, you are susceptible to getting your ass whooped. Whether your parents did it or somebody did it to you in middle school or elementary or high school, people get beat up every day. You do not have the right to... She threw a tantrum. Like, she threw a real tantrum. Like, what legitimate reason can you tell me you were outside of a grown man's hotel room yelling the N-word? That's a specific epithet, by the way. That's not an accident. Like, you don't just say, like, oh, I'm sorry, I said this word 26 times in a row. I said this word for 20 straight minutes. Like, that wasn't an accident. So already, that's a red flag against her. And clearly she's out here trying to be violent. She clearly knows she can't whoop that dude's ass in a street fight. Yet you are in his face with your fists up, pushing him. Like, honestly, in that point, you deserve to get hit. Maybe not by him, but some girls should have been smacking her up in the hallway. Personally. That's just, like, the way I was raised and what I've seen. Like, that situation should have been deaded on multiple fronts by multiple people, and it was handled really wrong by a bunch of adults in Vegas. Drunk, obviously, and maybe high. I don't know. Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, unless they, TMZ, which, by the way, TMZ are definitely the police. TMZ are the feds. You, like, honest, and that's another point I have, a problem I have. How do you constantly get all these footage of these NFL players, and particularly the black ones, committing domestic violence or punching people, hitting people, getting into fights, but you never see audio or video of all these NHL players who commit domestic violence at a much higher rate and violent crimes at a much higher rate in their sport, but it never gets talked about. It comes across the ticker a couple of times on ESPN. Like, Patrick Kane was the last big case where he beat up a taxi driver.
Seriously?
But we don't talk about that.
Are you really making that argument? Really? It's lazy.
That's not lazy. It's a fair point.
That's lazy as fuck.
TMZ, every time TMZ drops a video, it's of an NFL player or basketball player, but we don't...
First of all, wait, hold up. First of all...
And don't give me the whole hockey's not that popular.
In general... doesn't get noticed, especially on ESPN.
But no one gets outraged.
Any sort of hockey news comes across the ticker because
no one got outraged when Patrick Kane did that.
Nobody cares about hockey. Number two,
non-white
ESPN doesn't have distribution rights to ESPN, so they damn sure don't give a fuck about hockey. And lastly, you're talking about TMZ being the police.
They're the police.
People bring footage to TMZ.
No, they didn't. They got footage of Demi Lovato in the hospital very quickly.
People bring TMZ footage, and TMZ pays for it. And TMZ is actually one of the most credible journalist organizations because
but they're still
9 times out of 10 they've gotten it right.
Yeah, they're still the police though. Just like them and a couple other.
I mean, what did Orwell say?
They only catch NBA and
No, journalism is everything that people don't want to see, and anything else is public relations.
Hey.
Yeah, man. So I'm not here for TMZ smoke. It's not their fault. I mean, if you really want to get into the shit, it's probably more of a cultural thing to where
they're just
people are
capitalizing
more people are more likely to pull out their camera phone on a black man doing something wrong than a white man, just in general.
Like, they call the cops on kids for selling water. Black kids,
but that's not really TMZ's fault.
No, but I'm not making that correlation. I'm just saying every time some wild shit happens, TMZ always has the footage. Remember when Demi Lovato OD'd and they knew what hospital she was at before anybody else, and we're about to release footage and all? That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta, not every public information request gets granted. You gotta have some juice behind you, and Harvey Levin is an attorney, so that helps. But, like, I mean, that's all I have to say about that. Like, it's weird because remember at one point Deadspin was breaking a lot of stories, and it just kind of switched over. But yeah, when it comes out to wrap up this whole, on my end at least, for the Kareem Hunt situation, There's about 15 things you could have done that would have